What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Fontaine the Barber coming to you today with this dope temp fade tutorial. Right now, I'm about to go in on my man Trey, man. I've been cutting his hair for a couple years now. He got them nice deep waves in his head, and he always come through with this temp fade. I might try, getting the switch up to a full fade one day. What we doing right here, taking that trimmer, setting our first line of demarcation. Make sure when you're using the trimmer to set your first line of demarcation that you don't put a hard line in there. Sometimes when you put a hard line in, it can be rough trying to take that hard line out. What he just told me right there, he said he wanted to take his beard off. He wanted to start over and regrow his beard, so he's going to go with the goatee look right here. Always had them conversations before, during, and after your haircut, man, with your client. Make sure that before the service and during the service that they're detailed with exactly what they want, so you can make sure that you have a happy client. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm coming with my clipper all the way open, going about a ½ inch up from where I made that first line of demarcation. Slowly flicking because I don't want to go too high. I just want a certain area, a little small area right above the ear. As you can see, I'm just taking the corners, using the corners, around that line of demarcation. Now what I'm doing, I'm taking my 1/8 guard and I'm flicking out the bulk area right there. Just going up about an inch of where I first made that second line of demarcation. Again, using my corners, just for the detail work. Comb the hair down, taunt the skin, use the corners, just to get a little detail. Now I took that 1/8 guard off and I'm going with the 1/16 guard. I'm going right under where I made that first line of demarcation at with the 1/8 guard. Again, you see me using my corners. You don't have to use the full blade when you fading out. Sometimes, depending on the direction of the hair, you might have to use the corners to go against that direction that the hair is growing. And right here, you can see that I took the guard off and I'm going with a full exposed blade all the way open. Just using the corner, just little detail work right in there where I made the second line of demarcation at. And now Trey said he want to go with a number 2 on top, so I'm going with a number 2. I'm going to show him what the 2 look like. Normally he goes with 1.5, so he wanted to go a little thicker this time, and I showed him in the mirror. He said, you know what, we can go ahead and knock it down to the 1.5, so that's what we did. Always, again, have that conversation with your clients to make sure that they're pleased with what they're getting. So now I took that 1.5 guard off and I went to the 1, which is the 1/8, and I'm coming with the grain, not against the grain. When we were fading up, which is going against the grain. See how I got that 1/8 blade on there still? Guard on there, excuse me, not blade. After I knocked it down with the grain, I'm coming against the grain, just a little bit more detailed work. Right there, I showed him. He said, yo, that's great. We can go with that length right there. And right here, starting at the nape or the back of the neck, whatever you want to call it, we're going with the same steps that we did when we went on the temple area. Instead of using a trimmer, though, we're going to go close clipper, open clipper, halfway, which means your first line of demarcation is closed. Your second is going about a ½ inch to an inch up open, and then that line in between, you're going to go halfway, you're going to flick that line out. Then what I did right there, I'm taking the 1/8 guard, and I'm going about an inch above that exposed blade and flicking, working my way down. And after I do this, I'm going to attach the 1/16 guard and do the same steps. And instead of fading up right now, I'm fading down. Fading up, you would go close, open, halfway to 1/16 open, halfway close, and then the 1/8 open, halfway and close. But this, I like to work a little backwards sometimes, especially dealing with waves. That way you don't take too much of the bulk out. And right there, if it looks like I'm going up too high, I went ahead and put that 1.5 guard on and work my way up into the bulk area of his hair. I promise you, when it's done, when you see me put this line on here, when I go to line this up, you're going to see the whole fade come through. Now what I'm gonna do, man, I'm just gonna speed everything up, man. Again, it's the same steps on this side that I did on the first side. Balled it out with the trimmer, take the facial hair off, going into the goatee, take the bulk off, fading up, detail work, the same thing. It's my favorite part right here, man, the lineup. When you do the lineup, you get to see any flaws that you might have, as far as with the fade or light spots your client might have. They come out a little more. My man Trey, he loves the enhancements. So as you see right now, we're not doing any enhancements right now, but it's still crispy. Look at that line. Being careful going around the ear, lining them up, make sure it's symmetrical on both sides. Again, use your mirrors. As I turned the chair, I looked in the mirror. And right here, as you can see, I put nice enhancements in there. Not too much. You don't want to look like shoe shine. You want it to look as natural as possible. Using the razor for the detail work. Shout out to my man Mike Dope Cuts over there behind me. Another fire barber that I know, man. Shout out to the city of Chester, man. All the dope barbers in Chester, man. Always clean up your client, man. Alcohol, sea breeze, whatever it is, aftershave, whatever you like to use, clean up your client, man. Clean up the area, your work area. And look at that fire. Major. Look how clean that fade is. Again, it's your boy Fontaine the Barber. Look out for more tutorials coming soon.